All right, time now is 11:28 a.m. in the morning on February 17th. Yeah, I slept from 1:40 to 11:20. Yes. Oh. So mm, wow, okay. So I didn't do anything last night. I didn't watch a couple episodes of TV. I didn't rewrite The Virgin or start writing on my script for Film 33 or anything like that because I just don't know. I just spent so much time yesterday moseying around, not doing much. But that's all right. I get to do that yesterday. But today I need to start doing things again. So here's the plan. Okay, I'm gonna, of course, edit Japan, edit college videos, couple reviews. I'm gonna watch a couple episodes of House of the Dragon. I I don't know. Maybe I should go to Ralph's again. I know I've been buying food so much, but I'm really running out of food again. The only two meats I have in my fridge are as of now are a bit of luncheon meat, one meal's worth of luncheon meat, and one meal's worth of beef. Oh, and I also got some uh, meatballs, of course. But yeah, that's it. And then I don't have much for breakfast left either, other than some bread. I'm running out of cereal. I'm basically finishing the chocolate milk today. The chocolate milk expires on February 9th, and today's February 17th. So it's been 8 days since the milk has expired, and I still drank it yesterday. It doesn't taste bad, but it will very soon. Um, so yeah, you know, and vegetables, I'm running out of it as well. I'm running out of food again. Just fuck. So yeah, I probably eat more food than your average college student, but I have to because my body needs more food than normal people because I just don't absorb shit. Oh my god, I totally forgot to do exercises this morning. I'm already in my code. Okay, well, that's great. I actually thought of doing exercises, like push-ups and sit-ups and whatnot on my bed every Tuesday and Friday. It's fine. I'll do that next Tuesday then. I'll do that tomorrow morning. Okay, well, that's that. I had a bunch of dreams, but they're all really small and tiny and they don't mean much. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Nothing else. Nothing else. Um, yeah, just semester starting and there's not much to discuss really. Oh yeah, last night there has been a bit of a plot twist. So in the International Student Forum server, Discord server, suddenly somebody announced that they are reviving Hong Kong Student Association, which came literally out of nowhere. And it's so funny because Hong Kong Student Association was a thing a couple years ago, but then last year they changed it. Somebody changed it to Pacific Islanders Association because there are literally no Hong Kongers in this college, and even if there are, they're not doing anything. What the hell? Might as well change the entire name of the organization. So it got changed, and then last year in Club Row or Club like Club Awareness Day, it's completely changed. I spoke to the president of the club, and she's like, "Oh, we just want to be more inclusive," and I'm like, "Okay." And then right now there has been a twist of events, and it's making the Hong Kong Student Association back because it aims to spread Hong Kong culture and Cantonese culture and to connect Hong Kongers and Cantonese speakers. And as of now, there are 15 people in that Discord server, but that's exciting. maybe I'll get to meet a bunch more Hong Kongers if that's okay. Yeah, so many hidden Hong Kongers left and right. The one in my photo class, Pepper's alumni, so many hidden Hong Kongers. The woman in UCLA who is the girlfriend of Topher's roommate, like, just, there are so many of us laying around, but we're barely being held together. A good portion of the Hong Kongers I know who are in LA, I've never even seen before. They're all rumors. Like the couple of girls that Pepper and JT are friends with, who are both very basic. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. Alright. Let's put it on top of the rice. Ooh, I gotta be careful. Oh my. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. Cover it up. Okay, and then do this. There we go. It's gonna be steamed. The surface is a lot, wrinklier than I thought it would be. But let's try it. Wow, this is very not smooth. All right, time now is 9:40 p.m. Hold on. Just finished dinner. Nothing all that crazy happened today. In fact, nothing happened today. I didn't leave my apartment at all. I took out the trash, so I kind of did leave my apartment technically, but not really. Okay, so, yeah. It's been really chill, feels nice. I had dinner with just steamed eggs, with, green onions, beef slices, and bok choy fried together. And then, some rice, and that's pretty much it. Pretty good, actually. The steamed eggs is not good, but the bok choy and the beef is something that I'm proud of. I don't know, it's my first time steaming eggs, so, I'm only an amateur, but, I tried. And that's pretty much it. So today at 1 p.m., I and Thomas hopped on a Zoom call, and supposedly the Italian professor should be on the call, but little did Thomas know our professor is teaching a class at that time. And a bunch of people, including Cliff and Diego and Harrison, are all in this class. Yeah, that's that. So I thought, maybe the Italian professor, Italian professor is a very long name. I know I'll be saying his name a lot more, so I should give him a fake name as well. Shit. What fake name should I give him? I'll just say, I don't know, I'll just say the name of where he's from. Sounds kind of lame, but, Tuscany? Okay, so Tuscany, I guess. I don't know, you know what? Rigatoni. That's the name Michelle made up for him. So I'm gonna just say Rigatoni from now on. So, alright. So Rigatoni is teaching a class, right? And I I thought, if Rigatoni forgets to write me a letter recommendation, if he sees me, he's gonna remember it. Because the last two times he saw me, I also reminded him that. So he's gonna be like, oh right, your letter of recommendation. And that's a good thing. So I was waiting for him to join the call, but he never did because it's literally in the middle of his class time. So that's pretty funny. And then Thomas texted Rigatoni, and then Rigatoni replied saying, "Okay, I'll call you. Be in a phone call." So a little bit later, we left the Zoom, and Thomas and him called, and he gave the okay to running the club. So that's that. And also Thomas, something's. I guess Thomas is just like that, but he's actually a very lonely person. Thomas is actually really lonely, and I'm one of the few people whom Thomas can really hang out with and rely on, and I feel really bad for him. The same way, I guess this would be not true because Nick was also kind of an outsider, but Nick was less of an outsider than me. I relied on Nick a lot, during my secondary school life. So it's almost like Thomas is relying on me. So Thomas asked me to hang out tomorrow. This weekend, basically tomorrow. And I'm like, honestly, I don't even want to hang out with him. Even though I have no one to hang out with, I don't want to hang out with him. And then he randomly texted me again. He randomly texted me like 3 times a day. And the other time he texted me saying, let's hold our first script writing meeting like next Friday. Just fuck it. And I'm like, but are we even ready? Are other people ready? I mean, and then by forcefully making this next script writing club meeting next Friday, this means we have to meet this weekend regardless. So it's almost like he's using script writing club as an excuse to meet me because he's just that lonely. I know this is a very far stretch, but Thomas. So yeah, that's that. Speaking of loneliness, so another thing came up today, and that is in the International Student Forum Discord server, there have been some shenanigans. So essentially what happened is one random person was like, oh, I will not be able to make it to the Night Owl party tonight, and I have 1 ticket. Does anyone want to go? And I know what a Night Owl is. It's one of those American parties with a lot of alcohol and weed and a lot of sex and a lot of cocaine and a lot of people stabbing each other, 13 Reasons Why Euphoria style. It's just one of those things. And we're in California. This is the place where people turn it the fuck up. So, and Pepper broke my heart partially by attending 2-3 of those parties, including the time she met JT and Potter. Yeah. And it's been a few days. It's been a few days since I have really talked about my thoughts and feelings very descriptively and seriously. And now I'm feeling it. I'm feeling feelings, okay? Hear me out. So, of course nothing happened. Somebody else in the Discord server asked, okay, what's this Night Owl thing? And somebody replied, oh, it's a party thing. And somebody asked, is alcohol involved? And they're like, and the other person was like, yeah. And then, so on and so forth. And then some other replies say, oh, I'll be going to the party too. So out of curiosity, I clicked into the link because they sent out a link. And I went to the Night Owl Instagram page, and apparently tonight's party is Valentine's Day. And the little logo thing they made is like 2 stick human figures holding hands, a boy and a girl, basically, with like hearts stuff. So it's a Valentine's Day party. I'm so glad. Okay, I want to go to a party at least once in my life, like an American party. I'm glad this is not the one because I would I would probably, not even kidding, I would probably kill myself if I've been to one. It would literally be the plot of The Virgin, which I will get to a little later. So thank God. And I hope people like Pepper and JT don't go, but Pepper will probably go. You don't know. I don't know her anymore, okay? I don't know her whereabouts, her whenabouts, where she goes. I don't know, nor do I really care. She could be fucking 3 men at the same time. I don't know. So, that's that. While I was cooking dinner, Candace's Latino boyfriend, Michael, showed up again. I thought I was alone in the apartment. I didn't hear any voice. I didn't hear any sounds. In the other room, he came out of nowhere, and he's like, "Oh, you're cooking again?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What, you're not going out tonight? You don't go out with friends?" And I'm like, "Not today." And then he said, "Man, it must be lonely as fuck being here." And I'm like, and I smiled, I know it's a joke. It's just a joke. And then he went on to ask me, "So where's your family from?" Because my American accent is so damn good. He asked me where my family's from, and I said, "Well, we're from Hong Kong." And he's like, "You're from Hong Kong too?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just came here like last year." And he's like, "No way, dude. You don't have an accent. You sound American." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I just I'm just good at English." And he's like, "No fucking way. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I've been here for like 4 or 5 years and I still have an accent." And I asked him where is he from, and he said Colombia. He's the second Colombian I've known. And then I said, he asked me like, "When do you learn English? Like, since when do you start learning English?" And I said, "All my life." And he's like, "Oh, that's why." And then he asked me if the high schools in Hong Kong are bilingual, and I'm like, "Yeah, but of course so everyone speaks English, but of course I'm better." I didn't even get the chance to explain the difference between high school and secondary school, but same thing, whatever. Potatoes, tomatoes, similar, whatever. Not potato, tomato. They're actually different, but they're similar. And then he continued to ask me, "So what do you do all day? You didn't leave at all?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't." He's like, "So what do you do?" And I said, "Well, I wanted to rest. I did nothing." And he's like, do. And half the time I don't know what he's saying because of the accent and also because he's kind of quiet. Maybe I have hearing problems, I don't know. But he's like, "Do you?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Do you smoke weed?" And I'm like, "No." Even though I could have told him, "Oh, I've tried edible once." But it doesn't matter. I've never smoked. And then he's like, "Do you drink?" And I'm like, "I'm not 18. I'm not 21 yet." And he's like, "Oh, come on." Like he must be baffled how much of a straight up guy I am. And I said, "Well, it's the drinking age in Hong Kong is 18, so in Hong Kong I drink." And he's like, "But in here you respect the rules?" And I smiled and I said, "Well, there are exceptions. And there have been exceptions. I drank white wine on the day I went to the HKOS gathering. On Pepper's birthday, I also drank white wine." Also white wine. I don't know why. White wine mixed with grape juice with JT and Potter. But I've never excessively drank. I've never gotten drunk. I've never went to a bar. Actually, I've been to a bar, but never really, And he's like, "Okay, enjoy your dinner." And now I see that he's a party type guy. And a Latin American or South American meets an East Asian. That's like two cultural opposites. So obviously there's a gap. But this makes me realize, well, yeah, I do want to hang out with somebody, at least. I don't need to go out and party and, smoke crack or whatever. It's funny because yesterday while I was walking home, I saw someone on the roadside with a glass pipe, white smoke coming out. It's got to be meth or crack or something like that. But yeah. But yeah, I truly do want to hang out. I asked myself this. I realized, holy shit, I didn't go out at all today. I'm alone. But I feel totally fine. Like, I'm not shaken by this or anything. I'm not fucking shaken by this. I feel totally fine being alone. You know what? I feel fine. I don't feel sad today. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm conditioned to feel like this because I'm alone all my life. Maybe I've gotten used to it, but that's wrong. Maybe we are collective creatures. We have to hang out. I'm supposed to feel sad, but I'm not. Maybe I'm the one in the wrong here. Maybe I do have to go out and meet people. So, yeah. That's that. And then, I don't know, just I started thinking about partying. People like Pepper going to parties. And how the Night Owl Instagram account, people like Potter also follow it. Cliff also follows it. I doubt Cliff had been to one of those parties, but maybe he would. I don't know. He's kind of an introverted guy, like me. So, don't know if he's really the party type. Even people like Alba and Leslie also follow them. And the moment I started thinking about parties and getting laid in California and socializing and weed and crack and alcohol and all that stuff and having fun, I started to think about dying. I don't know why, but my brain is just conditioned to associate partying, like Californian partying, with intense mental breakdowns, like schizophrenic breakdowns, psychotic breakdowns, suicide, death. I don't know why, but I always associate these things together because I always imagine myself in the middle of a party having a panic attack. I go home, I have a psychotic break, I grab a knife in the kitchen and I just and blood comes blasting out all over the kitchen and all over the ceiling and all over the ground, and then I just lay on the floor, and then the police finds the body next morning or something. I don't even need to think anymore. The moment I think of party, I just think of myself dying. And suddenly I feel a sort of anger in me. But it's not anger. But it's not, because it's not like, ooh, I'm mad at something. It's like a rush, an urge to hurt myself. Like suddenly I feel like I understand why people like Natalie and Pink slit their wrists and choke themselves with a rope. I know this has gone to a very dark direction, but partying is already dark enough for me. And then I started thinking back how, I have to admit, before this semester, I thought Film 33 will fuck me up mentally. I know I will be super stressed, but that's okay because that's fun. And that all builds up to how perverted and masochist I am, right? I like stress. I like being stressed out in situations. But stress is unhealthy. Stress is bad. And that's true. So are burgers, man. Burgers are unhealthy too. Why the fuck do you eat it then? Same for stress. I go into Film 33 because I want to make a short film, but also because I'm a masochist and I want to be mentally, psychologically challenged. And this is also why I wanted to go to a party. I don't want to go party because I want to dance to music and socialize and hot girl, fuck, let's fuck. No, I want to go to a party because I want to have a panic attack. I've never had a panic attack in my life before. I want to experience that. That's honestly the truth. It cannot be truer than that. I look forward to bad experiences because it helps me write my stories, my scripts, and it also helps me expand. It's the same way people take drugs. People smoke weed to expand their mind. I stress myself out to expand my mind. Same deal. Same deal. I just do it the more ridiculous way. That's all. But that's wrong. And I don't know. I don't know, man. I really don't know what's going on. I I really do think that at some point, maybe around March and April, I'm probably going to, even if I don't like go insane and start stabbing myself and start shaving my eyebrows or something like that, I would definitely reach a breaking point. Not really a breaking point, a low point emotionally. It's bound to happen with the film 33 stress, with me being a lonely single person, and also most importantly with the university transfer applications coming out. UCLA will reject me. USC will probably reject me. I will be really down, and I will have a mental health hiatus in late March and April. I'm already calling it. I'm betting it now. I'm betting that I will feel terrible. And that's the basis. I want to lose myself. Again, I'm already not doing meal plans. Like, I don't plan my meals anymore. I don't follow watch lists anymore. Slowly but surely, I'll be losing things one after another. I'll be losing my life systematically. My life is made of rules and systems. The way I dress. You see this shirt? This is called a room shirt. I don't wear that. You've never seen me wear the shirt outside because I never do that because it's my bedroom shirt. I have street clothes. I have room clothes. I have pajamas. I have rules. Okay? In the morning, I do this. In the afternoon, I do that. I got schedules. Someday I'll just lose them all. I'll free myself from all these rules. I'll go insane. I'll run to the streets naked and be arrested by the cops. I'll do that. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll find a very dangerous job. I want to be demon hunter. I want to be I want to work for a private detective. I want to get into sketchy situations. I don't know. I want to be a spy. I want it to really go out there. You know what? Last year, 2022, is already really out there for me. I've met a lot of people. I've changed a lot in a lot of ways. I got COVID. I tried weed. I tried vaping. But I believe I need to turn it up even more in 2023. Not only will I break down my fears and step out of my comfort zone, I'll just step out of myself. I'll step out of my soul. I'll break my personality. I'll break my personality, okay? I'll act like a completely different person. You know, there's a reason why I refuse to have a haircut before I left Hong Kong, because I want to grow my hair long. Because people, including myself, have never seen myself with long hair before. I want to grow my hair long. I want to grow my mustache. I'm not shaving. I want to look like a madman. I want to look like a homeless. I want to scare people. I don't care how I look. I know if I have long hair, I'll probably look ugly as fuck. I don't care. All I care is that I scare people. That's the point. That's the point of me growing out my hair. I want to scare people, okay? I want people to not be able to predict how I look like and how I act, okay? Now it's just the start. It's just the first week of the semester. You don't know it. But I want to change. I want to be a constantly changing chameleon, okay? Because that's cool. Because I want people to be afraid of me. Because that's cool. And that's it. That's all the reason there is. This is why I wanted to go to a party. And all this is great. The fact that I'm feeling like this right now, the fact that I'm coming up with all these thoughts and feelings, because this will really help me write The Virgin. This will really give me a lot of inspirations. Yeah. I feel like Travis Bickles in a different way. But yeah, I really I don't know. Am I too lonely? Should I I also really want to find other Hong Kongers. And I don't know why. Like, I limit myself to Hong Kongers. You know what I'm talking about. By finding someone, you know what I'm talking about, right? I wanted my first one to be a Hong Konger. Because it's supposed to be like that. Because I want to know what I've missed out on. You know, and it's just easier to connect culturally and psychologically with another Hong Konger. And with the rise of the rebuild of Hong Kong Student Association in my college, and with knowing more Hong Kongers through the HKOS and maybe some other communities in USC and UCLA, maybe I can find one. I mean, LA is a big place. I don't care what Pepper does. I don't care about her anymore. I don't anymore. So yeah, we'll see. Also, I forgot to mention this, but Pepper said she's going to go back to Hong Kong this summer. And Aoba will too. Aoba will go back to Japan this summer. And it's been 2 years for Aoba. And it's been a while. It's been a year for Pepper as well. I won't go back because I've already gone back this winter. I'm not going to fucking go back. And I don't care anymore. You know, one of the reasons why I wanted to go back to Hong Kong in 2024 summer and not this summer is because I want to, plane tickets are expensive and I don't want to miss out the summer break. B, I thought if Pepper goes back to Hong Kong every summer, I can also be with her in 2024. But honestly, I don't care about that anymore. Pepper can fuck off, and I don't care about her anymore. There are probably at least 4 to 5 other more interesting Hong Konger girls than her living in LA right now. I bet there is 4 to 5. And if there's 4 or 5, it's already good enough. Like, people like her are really, people more interesting than her are rare, but I know they exist. I know they do. So yeah, that's it. That's all the thoughts and feelings I'm gonna say. It's really giving me a lot of fuel for writing The Virgin. It's really giving me a lot of fuel. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I feel this way. You know, maybe I want to scare people the way people scare me. You know, people in Los Angeles don't scare me, but back in Conspiracies era, you know, people like Natalie and Mary, they scare me. People like Keith scares me because they're unpredictable. And because Natalie isn't the type of girl who would go to parties, but how do I know? That's what makes her interesting. That's what makes her exciting. You think Mary is a nice girl. You think Mary is good and nice and obedient. Then next thing you know, she's smoking an electronic cigarette on a skateboard, fucking or something, you know. You don't know with people. And I want to do the same. Ever since Form 2, I've been dreaming of being scary. And I never was, because that's not the real me. And I've gone past my edgy phase. I know I'm the killing, stabbing, crying, laughing. That's not my personality, and I accept it. But I have my own thing, you know. I do my own thing. I'm the fucking detective, man. I'm the fucking detective thing. I do that detective thing, you know. And that's what makes living interesting. Oh yeah, I also totally forgot to mention this, but Rigatoni followed me back on Instagram. I thought professors don't do that, but he followed me back on Instagram. So that's all right. Time now is 12:15. 12:15 afternoon on February 18th, right? Yes. Yeah, so I slept from 3 to 12. Yeah, I'm alive now. I should definitely wake up, sleep earlier tonight, by all means. Um, yeah, I had a dream where we went to war, and something really scary happened. It was like the end of the world. There were sirens and stuff, and we're all panicking, freaking out. We're misled. You know, we thought we weren't going to war, but then we are going to war, and then there are like bombs and stuff. And then we rushed out of a house. We were hiding inside of a house, and then turns out everything's fine. I don't know, it's a really weird dream. Um, but yeah, I'm in my pajamas right now because I'm going to do some exercises. I forgot to do it yesterday morning, so I'm doing it now. And today, here's what I'm gonna do today. Today is going to be a little complicated. So aside from the uni app stuff, I need to start working on my Long Beach personal statement, but honestly, I don't even need to work on it. I've already written personal statement before. I'm just gonna trim it a little bit, and then for the Long Beach personal statement, I need to have a prompt. I need to follow a prompt, so I'm gonna change some of the wordings a little bit. But yeah, it's easy. It's easy peasy. Um, and then yeah, and then yeah, I'll continue to edit Japan. I watched one episode of House of the Dragon last night, only one. So hopefully I watch another couple of episodes tonight. And that'll be all. That'll really be all. Another thing is I'm planning to go to Ralph's today because I'm running out of food. I have no meat in my fridge anymore. So I have to go to Ralph's to buy a bunch of stuff. And I also probably need to go to CVS to buy a lock, like a numbered lock for Tuesday for photo 2 class. And finally, Cliff just DM'd me on Instagram saying that they'll be screening Lucas Dawn's Close at 3 p.m. today, plus a Q&A at Century City, which is awesome. You know, I thought, because they're going to be doing that in Aero Theater on February 22nd, and I've never been to Aero Theater, and that's really cool, but Cliff is not free on that day, because Cliff has Film 20. So, Cliff just found out about this, and he's like, okay, last time you bought a ticket for me, so I can buy it for you this time. And I'm like, sure, great. So, I said yes to that. So, the overall plan today is going to be, I'm going to watch the movie with Cliff, and then either Cliff follows me along, either he doesn't, but I'll go to CVS, and then I'll go to Ralph's, and then I'll go back home. That's the full adventure. Tomorrow, I may actually go to church. If I go to bed really early tonight, kind of want to go to church because I want to do something. I want to go somewhere. That's it. And then on Monday, I realize Monday is also a holiday. It's the President's Day or something. So if Thomas wants to hang out with me, we can hang out on Monday, right? Thomas works as an intern in the company that is Legendary, which is a production company that also helped produce the Batman and Dune. But he's like a mail boy. He's like an assistant little guy. I don't know if Legendary observes this holiday, but if they do, then okay, fine, we can hang out, whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much all of today. Yeah, I don't know. So many hidden Hong Kongers. Yeah. Okay. people's voices outside of my apartment. In the last few days, in the last 2-3 days, from time to time, I would hear people speak Cantonese outside of my room. Like, not outside of my room there, but outside of my room there, like outside of the apartment. So, I mean, I hope there's a power outage again so that I would go out and then so that I would be like, oh wait, you speak Cantonese too? Oh my god, are you from Hong Kong? So that I could do that. I also really wish that said Hong Konger in photo 1 would show up so that I could be like, wait, your last name is, are you from Hong Kong? Oh, me too. Also, the Hong Konger Student Association 2.0 in that Discord server, there is a certain Lam, Lam, and also the same first name as that woman who worked on Leaving the Factory. Could that be Pepper's alumni? Is she there as well? Also, when in the International Student Forum Discord server, when somebody announced that they're doing a Hong Kong Student Association 2.0, I reacted to that with a Hong Kong flag emoji, and then a few other people also pressed on my emoji, to also comment the flag, also react with the flag, and one of them is also the LAM, the Lamb. So maybe it really is her. Then in that case, I would really like to know who she is, because Hong Kongers who study film, who in LA, are pretty rare, especially ones who got into USC. So as far as I know, in the Hong Kong sphere of LA filmmaking, I only know 3 people who got into either USC or UCLA. John L., Topher's roommate's ex-girlfriend, and then Pepper's alumni. And then I vaguely know either of them. I know John L. And then there's the HKOS bunch, but some of them are Macanese, so it's technically not really Hong Konger, but let's just say they are. Close enough, right? Some of them aren't even studying film. Some of them study, acting, which is part of film, I guess. So yeah, very interesting. I'm gonna do some exercise now. Alright. I am late by 15 minutes.
My mic works. Is this working? Oh, it's working. Oh wow. One is not working. But I mean, I also felt like I'm going to regret if I don't go up to him and if I'm not gonna ask him whether he wants to do a casting for cinema. He was very enthusiastic about that.
First time Cinnabon. Cheers. Alright, time now is 9:49 p.m. I just finished dinner, which is a pork chop marinated in some lemongrass powder, the salad kit, and then some pasta. It's pretty nice, it's pretty filling, plus the Cinnabon. So, I felt it's good, So let's quickly talk about what happened today. In the morning, I spoke with Leslie a little bit on Instagram. I forgot if it was yesterday or was it today. I think it was today. So Leslie's in her blue hair phase, and we essentially talked about how Leslie randomly sent me a meme, which wasn't actually that funny, to be honest. And then I was like, oh yeah, I saw you a couple days ago during break for Film 33. And she's like, yeah, I was in my break for my editing class. And she's like, wait, so you got into Film 33? And I'm like, yeah. So she's like, wow, congratulations. I don't know why, but she's in such a cheery mood. Like, what the heck happened to her? um, and I'm just like, yeah, Eric dropped out and I got in and this and that and this and that. And I told her how it's going to be an interesting class because Theo's in it, Red's in it, I and Thomas are in it. Well, Thomas might get in. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting class, and that's that. And I asked her, what are the people who are the people who's going to be in his class? Who are the people in her Film 32 class? And she said she doesn't know anyone in her Film 32 other than Kevin, the Taiwanese guy. Yeah. So essentially, there's that. So everyone else basically went to the rigatoni class. There's a rigatoni 32 and there's the Mexican professor 32. Leslie and Kevin are in the Mexican 32, and then Cliff, Justin, Javi, that Italian woman, and apparently also Lauren, the DP, also ended up in rigatoni 32. That's that. And anyways, back to today. So pretty great speaking of Leslie. I have a newfound respect for her after I found out how unpredictable and mentally unstable she is and she can be. She beat Potter, okay? She beat Potter. In the world of being interesting in LA, she beat Potter. So, I salute. I salute. Alright, but anyways, I filmed my my commentary video where I commented on cloud busting, and the fucking laptop crashed. And even though I filmed commentary videos before using the same laptop, I don't know why. Maybe it's just my laptop is getting old, but it fucking crashed. But it's fine because my phone didn't crash. The footage is in my phone, but yeah, it's so silly. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it. So I ate a couple sandwiches from Nijia Market. I drank a Campbell cream of mushroom soup, and then I left the apartment at around 2:45. I'm supposed to arrive at Century City at 3 p.m. I missed a bus. Like, the bus didn't go past me. It's just that when I look at the transit app, it says I have to wait 12 minutes for the next bus number 4, and then the next bus number 4 is 25. So from this, I deduce that every bus comes around 12 minutes. 12-minute intervals. So I probably just missed one. But yeah, I arrived at Century City at 3:15. I showed up, I showed them the QR code that Cliff sent me, and then I got into the theater, and I was right on time. The movie hadn't begun. There were like 25 minutes of commercials. And so we watched the whole thing, and it was really good. It was a really enjoyable film. I liked it a lot. And then after the film, there's a Q&A session with the director, Lucas Daunt. And I was like, ooh, will the director be, over Zoom or... No, they set up some chairs. He's gonna show up. And then somebody came out. He's from the playlist. And then after that, he announced that the 2 actors from the film also showed up. They're also showing up here. So it's actually kind of crazy, the 2 actors and Lucas Daunt, Oscar-nominated director, and more important than that, Cannes winner. Cannes Film Grand Jury Prize winner, just right in front of our eyes. Pretty cool, really. So they were there, and there's a Q&A, and the Q&A went really short. It was really short, and nobody in the audience asked any questions. I guess it's because it's not like a film festival or anything. But yeah, it was really cool. And then that's it. So I and Cliff left, and I told Cliff, oh, you know what? I'm going to go to Target later to find myself a combination lock for my photo 2 class, and then I'm going to Ralph's. And I low-key wanted Cliff to accompany me because I'm lonely as fuck, and also I just want somebody to talk to. And he's like, sure, I want to go to Target too. I want to buy some soap and stuff. So but Cliff was hungry, so he went to Cinnabon to buy his dinner, which is essentially a classic cinnamon roll, you know. And he's like, "That's it. That's my dinner." And I'm like, "What? Is that enough?" I mean, it looks really fat. It's huge, and it's 880 calories, but that's not enough for dinner, man. And I said I have a thing where I have to eat a lot of food in order to just maintain my weight. And I asked Cliff how heavy he is. Turns out he's like 60 something pounds. He's like 64 pounds or something, which is 64 kilograms, which is 140 something pounds. I'm like, what? To be fair, he's taller than me, so it makes sense, but still, I am underweight here. I am fighting for my life. Though, to be fair, he also orders on DoorDash all the time, and I asked him how much money he spent on food every month, and he said in November alone he spent about $700, which is absolutely insane. I think the most I've spent in 1 month just for food is like 500-ish. But then again, I cook a lot. He DoorDashes a lot, so there's the difference. But yeah, I'm like, you know what? I've never tried cinnamon before. Might as well. So I ordered a Bon Bites, and the woman at the counter said, "Oh, it'll be about 4 minutes." And I'm like, okay. So I and Cliff waited a bit. I went back in, and then she's like, "Oh, here's your mini buns." And I took it, and I'm like, "Thank you." And I'm like, "Hold on. Did she say mini buns? I got Bon Bites, not mini buns." So I went back and I said, "Oh, is this mini buns or is this Bon Bites?" And the woman was like, "Oh, that's Bon Bites. You paid what you got what you paid." And I'm like, okay, rude. Okay, but anyways, I and Cliff, we walked down. I thought we're gonna just eat there on the spot, but I guess not. But it's fine because I could fit that thing in my bag. But yeah, I ate it cold. Anyways, we went to the bus stop, we waited, and we took the bus together we took the wrong bus. Bus number 4 showed up, and I already suspected that it's the wrong bus number 4. So the driver was like, the bus driver literally spoke to me saying, "Are you sure you're taking this bus?" And then she asked me what's my destination, and I'm like, Santa Monica Boulevard. And she's like, "Santa Monica Boulevard, what? You know, what's the cross street?" And I'm like, I don't know. And then I said, "Oh, you know what? It's probably the wrong bus." So we left, and yeah, it is the wrong bus. We had to wait about 17 more minutes for the right bus to come. So, you know, Los Angeles public transport. Mwah, exquisite. There are 2 types of bus number 4, because of course there is. Because it's not confusing enough. So, yeah, you know, we took the right bus. We went to Target. I and Cliff, we walked around. I found my number locked. I found my combination lock. I thought I wouldn't be able to find it. And I was like, you know, worst case scenario, I can buy it on Amazon. But there is one, so that's great. And then it's only $5.46. Tax tips included. No, well, no tips, but tax included. I all about bought one at CVS for $8, albeit her lock is probably more advanced than mine. But damn, did I save money. So, yeah. And Cliff bought a bunch of bananas and face washing soap and a lip balm, and then we left, and then he called an Uber back home, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go walk to Ralph's. So I spent about 13 minutes walking to Ralph's at Wilshire Boulevard, bought a bunch of stuff, 60 something dollars worth, came back home, cooked myself dinner. Here I am. You know, I and Cliff, we didn't talk to each other too much, but we talked about, you know, what's going on in my film 33 and his film 32, and you know, how interesting it's going to be. I also mentioned to him that Jim Lau, the old man in my short film, is actually the ex-husband of Joan Chen at some point, which is a really weird connection. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, not much else. Spoke with Evelyn a little bit yesterday over Instagram about, you know, when do I give her the JoJo figurine that I've been meaning to give her. And I told her, and she said she only has one class every week, one in-person class every week, and that is DM Post 50 every Friday, which is post-production studio. So I'm like, okay, you know, I have script writing club meetings every Friday, so maybe we can work this out. So that's that. Also, I was gonna text the church teacher about going to church tomorrow morning. But before I could do that, the church teacher texted me first over WhatsApp. So I said yes, and he said he's gonna pick me up at 8:15 tomorrow because there's like this marathon thing going on in Chinatown. It's really weird. But you know, I do want to go to church because I want to see those people again. Even though I want to avoid church, and church literally means nothing to me at this point. I hate to say it, okay? You know, I have huge respect for these people. I'm only going because I want to see these people again, have a good laugh, have a good time, go to a sermon, whatever. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna sleep way earlier tonight. And also my arms feel weak. My chest is a little sore, just a tiny bit, which is good. It means that my morning exercises worked out. And that's it. I'm probably gonna film my commentary video on cloud busting and work on my uni apps a little bit, and then I'm fucking good to go. All right, time now is 7:50 a.m. in the morning on February 19th. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so sleepy. I slept from 2:40 to 7:45 basically, and I didn't immediately fall asleep. Man, I really need to sleep earlier tonight. I really want to sleep earlier than 2 a.m. tonight. Let's hope that's possible. God damn it. Why do I always end up sleeping late? Before I went to bed, I basically pushed everything until the night, like before I've gone to bed. Like, I edited my college video at the end, and yeah, I filmed my commentary video, my commentary for cloud busting, and that took over an hour. My laptop crashed again. So silly. And then I did my personal statement for Long Beach in like 5 minutes because I copied and pasted my personal statement from Chapman University and changed a few wordings, and then boom, it's done. Yeah. And then I can just submit the Long Beach application like last night, but I'm gonna submit it today. And then I rewrote the Virgin, not really. I just wrote a few more lines on the Google Doc on my laptop. And then yeah, my arms and my chest are very sore now, which is a good thing. What else? What happened? Right, so Ella, the white girl, if you remember her, she said she's gonna throw a birthday party. She sent out on her close friends Instagram story that she's gonna do a birthday party. And she said, you know, if you're seeing this right now, you're officially invited to my birthday party. And the birthday party takes place on March 25th. Welp, unfortunately, I won't make it because I have to help John L. Unless the birthday party is super duper late, and miraculously, the first day of shoot with John L. short film ends a little early. But yeah, besides it's like a birthday party, so it's, I don't know. You know, the night owl party is one thing, and then a Californian birthday party is another thing, you know? And also it's weird. I don't know Ella that well. But, you know, it's good to know that I got the formal invitation. And then finally, last night right before bed, I saw one of my comments on my cloud busting short film. And it's this user Weedzone. He's been a nuisance ever since March of last year. He's just been very weird to me, doxing me, whatever, doxing me, trying to persuade me to take hard drugs, filming a video of himself driving, talking about me, saying my name. Like, that's so sick and gross. But essentially, in this comment, he wrote this huge essay, this humongous essay, and I read it all, by the way. This huge essay about why he's disappointed in me and my short film. And he said cloud busting is drab and boring and slow and self-indulgent because it's similar to my vlogs. Like in my vlogs, I'm like, ooh, I don't have a girlfriend, I have to move, blah 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 blah. And he said, well, your vlogs are even better than this. Like, why did you have to make a short film out of your own pains? Like, that's so boring. And he said the cinematography and the editing are so boring. And he said it sounds awful. Like, instead of filming the characters beside the street, maybe film them in a quieter spot, And he said he gives me a hard 1 out of 10. Honestly, I couldn't care less about his opinion because I don't care about him anymore. I know he's a troll. If he wrote this essay word by word, I salute to him, I guess. If it's not like a copy pasta or something, I salute him for putting this much effort and hard work into trying to troll me. But yeah, he's just one of those people, who, pretends to be your fan and then writes a whole essay just to kick you down because it's funny to bully a small YouTuber. And if he thinks this short film is drab and boring, he will not survive like 40% of the films out there. He also hasn't heard of location scouting, I guess, because I didn't choose those locations because they're loud. I choose them because they're actual locations for my scenes. I can't move the characters elsewhere. It's where it has to be. And if the camera staying still is bad cinematography, then you probably have only seen 5 movies. So yeah. And also, why can't a filmmaker make movies about their own pains? People do that all the time. He said it's not artistic. Are you sure about that? Are you a Marvel fan? So yeah, about 15 minutes later, I'm going to go to church. I'll probably spend some money for lunch there, but it's okay. I'll let myself spend some money. And that's it. And then maybe I'll go back to sleep after noon. I don't know. And then tonight, let's hope I go to bed earlier. Yeah. All right. Time now is 5:03 p.m. I just went to bed. I went back to bed again, and I just woke up. But I actually didn't fall asleep. Okay, so anyways, I don't know why the fuck is the air vent on. It's been on for 1.5 hours. This had never happened before. I know sometimes, this has gotten worse and worse. So when I came to this apartment in April, the air vent gets automatically turned on when there's moisture. When it detects moisture that is too much, and it usually, goes on for about 20 minutes and then it turns off. And then it just gets longer and longer, and then at some point when I came back this year in late January, it goes on for like 30 to 40 minutes. And then now it's been going on for 1.5 hours. It's not stopping. I'm highly suspecting that the air vent is just broken. Like, oh, never mind. But at some point, like 10 minutes ago, when I was trying to like switch it on and off, it didn't work. I don't know why it's working now. Okay, that's weird. But yeah, throughout my entire. Okay, so anyways, woke up super early today, 7:45. At 8:15, the church teacher is here. He drove me to the church. I went to the church. I didn't fall asleep during sermon, not at all, not one bit. I was totally sober. But other church folk weren't there to witness this miracle. That is me not falling asleep. And then I went to the Sunday school Bible study. At some point somebody texted me. At some point, D, my mom's former neighbor's son, D, texted me saying that he has a bunch of my emails, my mails, because I put my billing address to his house address for a long time. So he has a bunch of mails for me. So they're all useless mails, but he got them for me, and I'm like, thank you. And then I told him that I still have a red bag, a gigantic red luggage bag, and that belongs to him. So he's like, oh yeah, in March I'm going to go to UCLA, so maybe I can drive to your place and I can pick it up there. So that's that. Now, yeah, so that's one thing. And then nothing else. So there's Kelly, the UCLA girl, and the glasses guy, and then that's all the people I know. Like, nobody else showed up today, and I was sort of awkward at first, not really knowing who to speak to or who to turn to. I spoke with D and his wife a little bit, but yeah, there were not a lot of people who showed up. So later, I and the church teacher crossed the road and went to the Sunday school Bible study. And I ate 2 chocolate chip cookies this morning. I was a little hungry, but I don't want to eat bread from the Wonder Bakery. I ate a lot of bread in the last 2 days. Leave me alone. So we went to the Sunday school Bible study, and at first there was like nobody, but then more and more people showed up. The siblings showed up. Jonah and his girlfriend showed up, and then the other woman with the short hair, whose name is also Enoch, and her friend also showed up. Bit by bit, more people showed up. So yeah, at the end, there were a lot of people, and there was even dim sum at some point. Somebody gave us food, and it was dim sum, and it's not shitty microwave dim sum. It's actual, big, juicy shrimp shumais. Not the fish meat kinds, the shrimp kinds, the best kinds. So I'm like, well, gotta eat them. So I ate a bit, and it was pretty good, and I'm happy. And then, yeah. I have a newfound love for Chinese food after I came to USA. But yeah, after Sunday school, me, the siblings, the pastor's son, the pastor as well, the cardiologist teacher, all went to this Japanese restaurant in Japantown. It's the 3rd time I've been there. I got myself coconut champon ramen that is a little spicy. It has bits of shrimp, scallops, squid, ground pork, and bean sprouts mixed into a nice coconut soup, but it's really filling, and it's also kind of salty and very hot. It took me a while to finish it. I also had some extra salad with me because the salad that belongs to the cardiologist teacher, he doesn't want it, so I got to eat a bit of that, and then the elder brother of the sibling ate the rest of that, and that's pretty much it. Even though it was kind of awkward at first after the church sermon, I didn't have anyone to talk to. But during Bible study and then during lunch, I actually felt really comfortable with those people. Like I talked a lot. I joked around a bit, here and there. They asked me, how is Japan? Is it fun? Where did I go? Because obviously that's the big thing. Everyone's a little jealous. This guy got to go to Japan, that's so cool. And just asked me how I'm doing, how's the uni apps going on. And apparently the elder sibling got admitted to CSUN. And I said, oh, I may be admitted too. I received a giant mail from them, but I didn't open the mail yet. And they're like, what? You're not opening it? Do you want me to open it for you? Is it a big mail? And I'm like, yeah, it's a big mail. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I truly am admitted to CSUN without even submitting a portfolio, which is really funny. And then Namachel's cardiologist teacher drove me back home. Went to the bathroom, took a shower, and I went to bed from 3:40 to 5. But I didn't fall asleep. I just laid on it the whole time. I did zone out a little bit, like I start drifting in and out of consciousness, like right on the verge of REM stage, when my mind starts to go off. And also it feels so cold, the outside. The afternoon, today in the morning it's cold and in the afternoon is really hot. And then after I took a shower and went to bed, the outside just feels so cold and I want to curl and hide under my blanket. Yeah. But, that's that. So now I'm here again. Aside from that, Dane texted me about, he asked me when I'm free, when I'm able to test out his microphone and whatnot, and the lighting equipment to attach it on my Sony a7 III, and I'm like, when are you free? Because I got classes. And then I asked him when is the days he's gonna plan to shoot, and he said March 6th to 10th, and I'm like, oh. And he said, yeah, the college doesn't allow him to use the auditorium until March 6th, and he said he's really fucking pissed at the school. And he said something about the Mexican professor being a huge self-entitled dick, and he's not allowing students to do their own things after a certain incident that took place 4 years ago, where on the set of Leaving the Factory, someone stole a lens. And I'm like, oh, what? That's crazy. I'm actually taking Film 33 with this Mexican professor right now. And he's like, oh, I feel so bad for you. Like, I've heard nothing but bad things about this Mexican professor. Like, he plays favoritism, like, he has favoritism. He's a huge jerk. He micromanages. He's a psycho, abusive, toxic professor, and he doesn't want students to learn. He just wants to make, and he's whining about how his movie, which is made 25 years ago, didn't go well. It got 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, but he's still mad that it's not popular, and he takes out his anger on the students and stuff like that. And yeah, wow, that's scary, And I thought I know more than him, so I said, oh yeah, I've heard that, this Mexican professor put the blame on Betsy after the film festival thing. And Dane was like, oh yeah, he yelled at her. He yelled at her and cussed at her and stuff. And I'm like, what? He even yelled at her? That's scary. So, yeah. Now I kind of know why Betsy didn't want to join Film 33 this year. To avoid this Mexican professor. But it's good I'm in it because I can handle it. Toxic, abusive people, I know how to handle that. Second of all, if I get on the Mexican professor's good side, which is not going to be that difficult for me. Like, one thing I'm really good at is to know how to appeal to people and know how to not appeal to people. I'm good with that kind of shit. I'm a Succession, Game of Thrones type guy, I'm a bit of a Succession type guy, But yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for today. Gonna do a bunch of stuff now. Submit my Long Beach portfolio, maybe find a job. Alba a few days ago, I think during Photo 2 class or at some point in time, told me to email IEC because they are also hiring student help. And also IEC stands for International Education Center, which means that obviously they have to hire international students. Et voila! I also Cliff told me yesterday that his Chinese class professor, because he's actually taking Chinese 1 right now, his Chinese class professor is a Taiwanese. Oh, if that's the case, I'm interested in being a Chinese tutor, like a student tutor, because Taiwanese is definitely better than Chinese for me because they write in traditional Chinese, and that opens a lot of windows for me, even though my Mandarin sucks ass. So if I can find some job opportunities on College Central regarding Chinese tutoring, sign me up, baby. Sign me the fuck up. So yeah, that's all. Okay, low heat. Wash, wash, wash. Grab a fork. Snob of butter. Just like that. Maybe a little more. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's try out the flavor. Butter-based garlic steak. Wow. Definitely a lot better than the steak I cooked last time. A lot better. Alright, time now is 9:31 p.m. Just finished dinner. Wow, I finished cooking, eating, and cleaning all the dishes within about an hour and 10 minutes. I'm actually really proud of myself. I'm a speed cooker. I'm a fast boy. What can I say? But yeah, I finished dinner. I cooked steak, potatoes, and spinach salad. Really simple. But this time I tried cooking steak with butter for the first time, and it worked quite well. It tasted really good. It's not perfect, but I believe I can. I get better every time. So this is good. I like it. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, not much else. I don't know why, but after waking up today, after the re-sleep, waking up, I felt really productive and I started just doing everything really fast. I just couldn't wait to get everything finished and get everything done, so I immediately submitted my Long Beach portfolio. So my Long Beach portfolio is done. It's submitted. I honestly don't. I changed the personal statement a little bit, but honestly, I don't really care because Long Beach is like my second last choice. When it comes to all the colleges I'm applying to, Long Beach is my second last choice. And then yeah, I immediately I'm doing the laundry now. I immediately looked up possible jobs, on the College Central website, and there aren't a lot of possible jobs. Chinese tutoring, I really want to do that, but honestly, wouldn't Leslie and Crystal be better candidates in that than me? Second of all, I don't know. There just isn't a lot of options. There's a business tutoring, and the deadline is today, so I'm gonna email them nonetheless. But yeah, I'm not doing fucking business. Anyways, so that's that. I'm gonna also email the IEC later. Yeah, I quickly filmed a movie review, an album review, had dinner, and yeah, nothing else to expect. Really, there's nothing else to talk about tonight. I'm going to definitely, for sure, put some time out to write The Virgin and my Film 33 script tonight. If I have extra time, I want to do the short film commentary for My Bloody Valentine, given that I have the time to do that today. Yeah, and then aside from that, nothing else. I don't know, I'm growing out my mustache again, but I realize a lot of, especially for Asians, Asian girls don't like men with beards and mustaches. So I don't know. Okay, my hair, I'll have it grow long until June. That's for sure. But for a mustache, I'll probably shave. I'll let it grow out completely. So last time I shaved it, it was January 22nd because it was Lunar New Year first day. And it takes about 1.5 months for it to completely grow back out. So I guess mid-March, I'm gonna shave it once. Yeah, that's that. Not much else, you know. I'm really looking forward to the Film 33 now. Like, it's gotten way more interesting because I'm hearing rumors about how scary the Mexican professor is from Michelle. I'm hearing about it from, Dane, and I don't know, it's just gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy ass class. It's also awesome that now I have ears on both Film 32s. Like, I connected with Cliff, I'm also connected with Leslie, so both of them can also tell me what's going on. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. I really I don't know. I've no thoughts or feelings to share as of now. I guess if there's one thing I would like to say, it would be yeah, I am trying to expand my circle, and one of the main reasons is because I want to look for someone that I would fall in love with. But honestly, if I look too hard, if I try really hard, then it won't happen to me, because it's the same thing as if you really, really, really want to drink a can of Coca-Cola and you want it so bad and you're falling on your knees and you're crying, and some random person was like, okay, fine, fuck it, here's a can, and then boom, you get a can of Coca-Cola. Yeah, you have the can, but it doesn't feel earned, you know? So again, I know this is tough. I'm still gonna go on and socialize hardcore, but I'll try my best to not swarm my head too much with ideas of wanting to have a girlfriend and whatnot. I mean, I've been saying this since 2022, but for the last year, the whole year, it's gone to no prevail. I also think Pepper's single. I also literally don't care about her anymore. I just don't. And it's true. And I'm so glad I came to this realization, because if I hadn't, I would be blindly chasing nothing, you know. I realized I really just don't have any feelings for her, and I'm glad I'm over it. And I truly don't care. Like yesterday, or I think a couple days ago, Pepper and her Taiwanese friend and a couple of Latino boys hang out together, and they took a selfie together. Normally, I would be like, what the fuck? Who are these two boys? Like, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you at least mention this to me, you know? But I honestly don't care. She can just go out and do whatever. I honestly really couldn't care any less. There are definitely more interesting people out there. I'll just need to look really hard, and I will be able to find some. Yeah.